So the weatherman said it was going to snow today, but guess what? Go on, see if you can guess. It is not snowing today. It is raining instead. Hello everyone and welcome to English Addict, live from the United Kingdom. I was really looking forward to the snow. I really thought it was going to snow today, but sadly there is no snow. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are happy, because I don't know why this morning I woke up and I could not get my usual smile. I couldn't smile this morning. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I could not raise my lovely morning smile this morning when I woke up. I have no idea why. I don't know why I feel so miserable today, because it's Sunday. Look at that. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice to know that the weekend is still here? And for many people, they don't have to go to work today. However, many will be returning tomorrow. A lot of people excited, of course, because Christmas is on the way. 10 days. Just 10 days before Christmas arrives. Are you excited? Have you bought all of your gifts? So today one of the questions is, are you prepared for the season of goodwill? And that's what they often call Christmas time. They often call it the season of goodwill, where everyone is friendly towards each other. We all have a smile. We all have a nice thing to say about each other. So I love this time of year, and of course at this time of year many people will send Christmas cards as well. So a lot of people sending Christmas cards right now. So here is a selection of some of the Christmas cards that I've received in the past. So here they are. So these are some of the cards that I've received in the past. I think this is 2 years ago. So here you can see some of the Christmas cards that I received 2 years ago. Lots of nice designs, many of them including images of reindeer and also Santa Claus and various other animals as well, including lots of red. So whenever we think of Christmas, we often think of red and white. So the red is Santa Claus, and the white, of course, is the snow that many people get at this time of year. So some lovely festive Christmas cards from 2 years ago. However, guess what? I have some new Christmas cards. So here is a selection of Christmas cards that I've received over the past few days. So not as many as last year. I don't know why. Maybe there is still another few days. So I have a feeling that I might receive some more Christmas cards over the next few days. I think so. So I hope you are ready for Christmas. Are you prepared for the season of goodwill? Now, I was feeling a little disappointed this morning because the weather forecast last night said it was going to snow. Unfortunately, all we've had today is rain, so I thought I would have a little bit of fake snow, a little bit of special effect snow, and here it comes now. The snow is starting to fall. Suddenly, it feels like Christmas is on the way. The only problem is, it isn't really snowing. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. So even though this snow looks real, unfortunately, it isn't. That's a shame. So I hope you are having a good weekend. How was your weekend? Was it a special weekend? Anything nice happened this weekend? We are preparing for Christmas here. Who remembers last year? Do you remember last year when Mr. Steve joined me and we put the Christmas tree up together? So this is us last year. So who remembers this live stream from a year ago when I was putting up the Christmas tree and then Mr. Steve from behind came to join me? He seemed rather surprised to see me putting up the tree. I don't know why, because he knew I was going to do it. So that is a year ago when we put up the Christmas tree. However, this year, guess what? This year, we haven't put the Christmas tree up yet. It is still in the attic. So I think we had better get a move on and put the Christmas tree up next week. So even though I've put the lights on the front of the house, they are there. So even though they are there on the front of the house, I still haven't put the Christmas tree up. So I think we should get a move on and do it, Mr. Steve. That is a very subtle hint. Hello to the live chat. I suppose I should also mention the live chat as well. Hello to Gosia Eagle. Nice to see you here today. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Congratulations to you. You have a very fast finger. I think so. Hello also to Chris. Hi, Chris Morales. Also, Just Variation. Hello to you as well. Very interesting name. Where are you watching at the moment? I am always interested to find out where you are watching in the world. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little bit nosy, but I'm always interested to find out where you are watching in the world. Of course, it has been a rather difficult week this week for many people. Some people very happy here in the UK and some people not so happy because we had the general election on Thursday. And on Friday morning, lots of people woke up to the result. So some people were happy about the result, whilst others were not so happy. I'm not going to give my opinion because I don't think it's fair. So many people think that an English teacher or a teacher of anything should never give their personal opinion. But yes, some people are not happy and some people are. What about you? How are things in your country as far as your political situation is? Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about it too much. What I will talk about right now is when you can catch me live. You can see me live on YouTube every Sunday, Wednesday and Friday. And we have had some extra live streams in December. And there might be some extra ones towards the end as well. So as December and also 2019 comes to an end, I think we might be doing some extra live streams. I don't know at the moment because we also have a special guest coming here to stay. So lots of things going on this month, as I'm sure it is for you as well. Hello, Grace Chin, watching on the live stream. Also, Tanya, Anakobi, Dimus. Hello, Dimus. Nice to see you here as well. Olga. Hello, Olga. It seems like a long time since I've seen you. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Maria, Giovanni is here. Randa. Hello, Randa. Randa is watching not very far away from where I am, even though it's still a long way away. In Cardiff. In Wales. I love Wales so much. I was talking the other day to one of my friends about Wales, and I was saying that I love Wales so much. It is one of my favourite parts of the world. And the good thing is, it's not very far away. So just a few minutes drive, you can go over that way and you can be in Wales. Very nice. Cecilia is here. Also Cecilia and also Celia. Hello to both Cecilia and Celia. Are you friends? Maybe. I don't know. Flower Espoir, hello to you. Gilmara is here watching in Brazil. The big question is, will Pedro be here today? Has anyone seen Pedro? Sally, hello Sally, Massimo. Also we have Corrie, Mr. Bruno. Hello Mr. Bruno, I haven't seen you for a long time either. It seems like a long time since I've seen you. It is raining outside, the best weather to practice English. You are right, it is horrible. Just to give you an idea of how bad the weather is, I think my camera has broken. So look at that, even the camera has stopped working. That's how bad the weather is. Meanwhile, on the other camera, oh yes, that's better. Apparently on the other camera, the camera that you can't see clearly, apparently there is so much rain on the window, the camera can't focus on the view. So that's how bad it is. However, that is the other live view. So that is the other view looking from my other window. You can see it's not so bad, no wind, but lots of rain. And of course, as you know, I don't like the rain. I don't know many people who like the rain, to be honest. Maria. Now, Maria is unhappy. Unhappy because of the result of Brexit. Yes, I did receive a lot of messages the other day saying, Mr. Duncan, we will miss you when you leave the European Union. Well, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. So I will still be here with you, whatever happens. If we leave, if we don't leave, who knows at the moment. Hello, Lena. Hello, everyone. I hope you are well. It's really good that we are having an English lesson today. I am with you every Sunday, live on YouTube. Mohammed Gad says, hello, Mr. Duncan, and everyone in the live chat. It's Sunday, and it's a fun day. I haven't used that for a long time. I haven't said that for a very long time. Hello, Abril. Hello, Teacher Duncan. You always cheer my mornings. I'm glad that I can do that. Christina is here. Michela also watching in Europe from Rome. Hello to you. Tan Diap says, hello from, I think you are watching in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we have Percy. Hello, Percy. I don't recognise your name. Are you here for the first time? If you are, please tell me. I am very jealous because I want it to snow in Syria as well, says Sally. Well, at the moment, unfortunately, Sally, we are not having any rain or any snow. We are having lots of rain. But I can make the snow appear through the magic of video effects. So there you can see a little bit of CGI snow to get you in the mood for Christmas time, and especially for those who don't get snow. It's very easy to forget that there are lots of people who don't ever see snow. They never get any snow whatsoever. So it's worth remembering that. So that was just for you. I am cooking and watching at the same time, says Sideshwar. What are you cooking? Are you cooking something nice? We had a lovely meal yesterday. Now I thought we were going to have a Christmas meal yesterday, but of course we had one last Saturday. So we went into town yesterday and we had cottage pie. Ooh, very good. Very nice cottage pie yesterday. So that's what we ate, for those who are interested. Christina says, Mr. Duncan, did you buy a gift for Mr. Steve? Yes, I have bought a little gift for Mr. Steve. It is actually something I've been saving up for all year. So I've been putting a few pennies aside and I have enough now to buy Mr. Steve a present for Christmas. Isn't that nice? J.M. Rich says Christmas is just around the corner. You are right. Yes, I suppose that's a good way of expressing the fact that Christmas is nearby. It is just around the corner, not very far away. Thomas is here. Thomas Casto. Where are you watching? Please tell me. I'm always interested to find out where you are, because it's very easy to forget when you're standing here alone in your studio. It's very easy to forget that there are people watching all around the world. Rosa, hello Mr. Duncan, and hello everybody. If you don't celebrate Christmas, don't worry, you are still welcome here. I don't object or reject anyone. So if you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe you don't follow any religion, maybe you follow a particular religion, maybe you have a certain belief, it's okay. You are more than welcome to join in, because that's the kind of guy I am. Irene, hello Mr. Duncan. Hello Irene, nice to see you back again. Christina is feeling very excited. I love to receive Christmas cards from my friends. Yes, you are right. And I always think, and this is my opinion, I always think that Christmas is a good time of year to get in touch with people who you have stopped speaking to for whatever reason. So maybe in the past you lost contact with someone, or maybe you just drifted apart. It happens quite often in life. Or maybe you've had an argument or a fight with someone, maybe a friend or someone in your family. This is the perfect time to get back in touch. It really is. So that's one of the reasons why I like Christmas time. I like it because it's a good opportunity to write or contact, email, phone. There are many ways of getting in touch with people. In fact, the strange thing is, we seem to have so many ways of contacting each other, and yet we still find it very difficult to do. Sometimes making the first move, sometimes doing something where you have to reach out to another person, can be a very difficult thing to do. I think so. Maybe one of the hardest things to do. Beatrice. Mr. Duncan, unfortunately, we don't have Wi-Fi connection today, so I will watch the class later. Yes, you can watch this actual lesson again. And don't forget also, if you want to have the captions, you can press C. There it is. You can press that on your keyboard and you will have super duper subtitles. Not only recorded but also live. So right now you can actually read the captions on the screen, even though there will be a slight delay because this is live. So if you want to press C on your keyboard, you can actually watch this and also have the captions as well, live. Noemi says we didn't, or we never used to. We never used to send Christmas cards. However, nowadays we do in Argentina. So I think in Argentina people do send Christmas cards nowadays. Mirella, how are you today? I'm all right, but I felt a little bit gloomy this morning. I didn't have my usual smile when I woke up this morning. I don't know why. My little twinkle had faded this morning. However, now I'm with you, I feel much better. Thank you very much. Rosa, also Olga, I remember this video when Mr. Steve wasn't aware that you were live. Yes, that's what happened. So last year, I was putting the Christmas tree up on the live stream, and Steve came down and he didn't realise I was doing a live stream. So that was quite funny. In fact, if I remember right, Steve was a little bit grumpy. He wasn't feeling very happy. Kwang says, hello, I like the funny music at the start. It is a great start, Mr. Duncan. Lots of people asking about the music. It is actually a piece of music that is available on YouTube. You can actually get it. It is called Elevator. And I love the rhythm of the music. I love the fact that it has that lovely Latin American sort of movement. Hello, Ali Hassan. Hello also to Belarusia. There is Belarusia. Nice to see you back again. A big hello to you. I haven't received many Christmas cards since we have WhatsApp. This is true. So this is something I mentioned earlier. There are so many ways of contacting other people now and getting in touch with them that I would guess many people now send their Christmas greetings through their mobile phone or through the internet. And of course, WhatsApp is very popular because it's free. So I think that is one way of doing it. And of course, if you have a tablet device or maybe a mobile phone with a screen and a camera, you can FaceTime. You can also Skype with your friends and relatives. So I think there is a good point to be made there about modern technology. It does help us to keep in touch, or, as I said earlier, to get back in touch. To get back in touch. So if there is a person that you haven't seen or spoken to, a person who you have lost contact with, maybe a family member, maybe you had a disagreement in the past and you stopped speaking to each other, I always think Christmas time is a good time to get back together. That is my opinion. Anyway. Hello to Caesar. Hello, and a big hug from Mexico. And I hope your wife had a nice birthday. Hello, Eman. Hello also, Palmyra. Oh, a lot of people on the live chat today. Elena says December comes with white snow and also cold winds begin to blow from the cold and starlit sky. Many snowflakes fly and fly. They fall softly in the night. All are still, all are white. Thank you, Lena, for that little poem. I enjoyed that. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Milan, Italy. Nice to see you here. Anna, Mr. Duncan, you don't look very happy. I feel better now, but this morning, I don't know what was wrong with me. I woke up and I had a gloomy face, which is very unusual for me. Anyway, I'm okay now, so don't worry. Ali Zaksu says, you are a very good man. Thank you. I try my best. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. So I've received some lovely Christmas cards. So these all came through my door this week. Quite a few, in fact. Oh, yes, I like that one. Oh, that's a nice one. Yes, some lovely Christmas cards. I will show these to you a little bit later on. But now we are going to have a little look at one of my full English lessons. We are going to go back in time to take a look at an excerpt from Full English number 19. Oh, little floater in my eye, there you go, floating by. Why do you never stay a while? Always too shy to show your smile. Oh, little floater in my peripheral view, how often I've tried to look at you. But I know that you are very shy, 'cause when I look your way, you run and hide. Here's a word that, when looked at, appears unreal. This word is a real word, but its appearance seems odd, as it contains many consonants. The word is unbeknownst. This word is a British variation of unbeknown. They both have the same definition, which is to be unaware of certain information. To do something without being seen by anybody. An unknown thing is unbeknownst or unbeknown. Without knowledge is unbeknownst. An action that has taken place but is not known about is unbeknownst to someone. The word itself is a variation of the now archaic and no longer used word beknown. Whenever we talk about the things we have done in the past in English, there are certain words we must use to show that this is so. Using past tense may seem confusing, but with practice it is quite easy to master. If we are talking about something we did in the past but no longer do now, then we say used to. I used to travel by bus. I used to belong to a rock band. I used to trust you. We are clearly showing that something we did in the past is no longer done. We can also show that something was done in the past for a certain period of time. In this case, we can use did. I did yoga for a few months last year. I did some voluntary work last summer. We use the word went when talking about past movements or travel. I went to Turkey for my holiday. I went to visit my friends in Scotland. Other words include always and have. I always stay with my friends at Christmas. I have always taken care of myself. I have always been keen on nature. In these sentences, we are showing that the habit is still continuing. It is still going on. You have not stopped doing it. Here's a good example of an English word that is often used incorrectly. The word paraphrase is one that is often misused. It is on occasion placed within a sentence by mistake. To paraphrase something means to change the wording of a sentence so as to make it clearer. To emphasize the meaning of something might require you to paraphrase. You reword a sentence so as to make it appear more clear. Teachers often paraphrase sentences so as to allow their students to recognize the important points of a subject. To express something in as clear a way as possible might require some paraphrasing to take place. Even here in my English lessons, I often paraphrase so as to ensure that my explanations come across as clearly as they can. Many people believe that to paraphrase is to shorten a sentence. This is not true. To emphasize and clarify a sentence is to paraphrase. The word originates from the Greek word para, which means modification, and phrasen, which means tell. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm moving these empty plastic bottles to the recycling box at the back of my house. They will then be collected by the local recycling plant and taken to a place where they will be melted down and reused. To recycle is the process of reusing something over and over. These days recycling is carried out all around the world. Almost anything can be recycled. The most commonly recycled materials include water, paper and plastic. Many electrical devices can now be recycled too. Most metallic objects are also recyclable, from discarded cans right up to disused cars. Many things these days can be recycled. We often hear the word sustainable used when discussing recycling. This word refers to the action of maintaining a balance between the use and replacement of materials needed for the manufacturing of everyday items. Sustainable forests and sustainable oceans being the two most common places where things such as wood, gas and oil are found. I haven't mentioned any proverbs for a long time, so today I would like to put this right. Here is a great proverb: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is a great way of expressing that if something works fine and is running smoothly with no problems, then don't make any changes to it. Do not make changes to something if it is already okay. It is very tempting to alter something just for the sake of it, just for something to do. It would appear that the human condition is to always look for problems, even when there are none to find. So, if you decide to make changes to something that is already working smoothly, then don't be too surprised if someone approaches you and says, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works okay, just leave it alone." That's what they say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do-do-do-do. I hope you enjoyed that. One of my full English lessons. There are many video lessons on my YouTube channel. Coming in 2020, there is a website, and it is something I've been working on for quite a few days, maybe even weeks. I'm slowly putting it together. I was explaining this morning to Steve how difficult it is building your own website. So it isn't just about having content, but also where you put the content on the website. So quite often when you go to a website, you will often see something on the screen that briefly describes what it is you are looking at and what the site is all about. And then you will have a small menu at the top. But of course, if you go to those menus, quite often there are sub-menus. So when you design a website, you have to not only consider what you put on there, but where they go. So it seems like an interesting thing to do, maybe an exciting thing to do, but it is also a difficult thing to do. It seems easy when you think about it, but when you come to do it, designing a website, deciding where things will go on the website, is not so easy. So that's coming later because I will be moving away. So my base, my home page has always been YouTube for the past 13 years. So in 2020, I will be moving all of that away. I will be moving it away. So that will no longer be happening. However, I will still make my YouTube videos on YouTube. But my website, my home page, will be away from YouTube. And all of that is happening for various reasons, many reasons why that is happening, that I will not go into at the moment. In that video you just watched, I talked about recycling, and of course the environment is something that many people are concerned with at the moment in the news. People are protesting, they are concerned with how the environment is being damaged in many ways. And also Time magazine announced that Greta Thunberg is their person of the year. However, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea about what I'm about to say. However, before Greta Thunberg, there was another person who became very famous for their environmental issue protests. They were a person who would get very involved with protesting and demonstrating and was often in the news here in the UK. So many years before Greta was even born, there was Swampy. Who remembers Swampy? If you live in the UK, or maybe not in the UK, maybe you have heard of this guy. He was around in the late 1990s, and he would often protest at places where the environment was being damaged. So you would often hear about this guy. His name is Swampy. That's not his real name, by the way. His real name is Daniel Hooper. I think I prefer Swampy. So Swampy was a young guy. In the 1990s, he would protest. He became a sort of spokesperson, a person who was very well known for talking about and demonstrating about certain issues. So he became known as an eco-warrior. So who remembers that term? I don't think we use it anymore. I've never heard anyone describe Greta Thunberg as an eco-warrior. But in the 1990s, there were eco-warriors, and they were everywhere. But this guy, you can see now on your screen, his name is Swampy. And he was the Greta Thunberg of the 1990s. He was quite often in the news, quite often getting in trouble with the police, and he was one of the early eco-warriors. So when you think nowadays about Greta and her cause, here is a guy that was around a long time before Greta became well known. And there he is now. So that is what he looks like nowadays, and he was actually arrested a few weeks ago whilst protesting in London. So the Extinction Rebellion is a large cause that is sweeping around the world, and there he is now. So that's Swampy, otherwise known as Daniel Hooper, in 2019. So that's what he looks like now. So before we had Greta, there was Swampy. Swampy, the eco-warrior. I have a feeling many people are going to look for Swampy on the internet later on today. So he was a very big name. So many years before Greta came along, Swampy was the guy who would appear quite often on TV, and he was well known for digging tunnels underground. So he would go to where some environmental issue was. Maybe a road was being built in a beautiful green area. So what he would do, he would dig a hole and climb into it and hide in there. And so all of the work that was going to take place would be abandoned or postponed. So Swampy really did get his hands dirty, literally. He used to dig holes and hide in them. And that's how he got his name Swampy, because he was always digging in the mud. So I hope you enjoyed that, because sometimes I like to remember people who were doing the thing that many people talk about nowadays. So Greta Thunberg is not the first person to be made a celebrity because of their environmental stance. We had Swampy. He was a very big name. Back to the live chat. I haven't forgotten about you, don't worry. Louis Mendez. Oh, hello, Louis Mendez. A big bonjour to you. I haven't seen you today on the live chat. I think maybe you are a little late, but it's okay. It's fine. As I always say, it is better to be late than never. Helena had a rather unpleasant experience this week. Helena had to go to the dentist. I know how you feel. No one, and I mean no one, likes going to the dentist. I've never met a person in my life who says, I'm going to the dentist next week. I can't wait. I can't wait to have all that pain. Also, Batista asks, Mr. Duncan, where can we send our Christmas cards to you? Well, if you want to send me a lovely email, you are more than welcome to do so. Maybe you can send me a Christmas card through an email. You are more than welcome to do so. So for those who are wondering what my email is, here is the address, and also my Facebook page as well. I'm loving your comments today, by the way. I absolutely love your comments. They are brilliant. Saturino says, hello, Mr. Duncan, and all the chat friends. I don't agree with you. During the Christmas festivities and celebrations, the families will get together, but they will also start fighting. I think you are right. Yes. We have the same situation here. Families will get together. Maybe one or two members of the family don't get along very well. So all of those disagreements will come out, especially after drinking some alcohol. So quite often the families will argue and there will be lots of disagreements. Maybe even fights. I remember from my childhood, we used to have these lovely family gatherings at Christmas time. I miss them so much. Mainly because most of my relations are actually dead. So we can't have it anymore because most of my relatives have died. I lost my uncle about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So my uncle died. So many of my family members are no longer around, but I really do miss those lovely family meetings when we would all gather round at Christmas time, and I do miss it a lot. However, sometimes a little bit of alcohol would be consumed. Maybe my father and another member of my family would disagree about something. Quite often it happened, but I think that's normal. Although it never became violent, so don't worry about that. It never became violent, but they did used to disagree. Swampy, yes. Who remembers Swampy? It would appear that quite a few people have heard of Swampy. So Swampy was what they called an eco-warrior during the 1990s. Helena will have a look for Swampy later. There are some pictures and also information about him on the internet. Yes, definitely. Chris says some of my relatives and cousins are dentists. I have to go to the dentist. I haven't been for a while. So that is one of my New Year resolutions. So in 2020, I will have to go to the dentist even though I don't want to. I thought I had broken the fear that I had about going to the dentist, but it's come back. Suddenly I feel very nervous again about going to the dentist. How do I learn a new skill? Asks Eman. My advice for learning anything is always the same. Do it every day. Get used to doing it. Make whatever it is a part of your life. Something that you do every day. So when you wake up in the morning, what do you normally do? You get out of bed, you clean your teeth, you have a shower, maybe you eat your breakfast, you go out to work. So it becomes part of that routine. So something that is very similar to your daily routine. So the thing that you want to learn, the thing that you want to become knowledgeable of or about, you do it every day. It's as simple as that. English is exactly the same. So don't wake up in the morning and forget about English. Wake up in the morning and spend a few minutes learning some new words, reading, listening to something. So make whatever it is you are learning a part of your life. So it becomes part of you, just like your hand or your nose or your other hand. You are a very good man. Thank you very much. That's kind of you to say. I'm not sure if I'm a good person or a bad person. I never think too much about it because people always have different opinions. So maybe you talk to one person and they say, Mr. Duncan is a good English teacher. I enjoy watching him. And then you might talk to another person and they say, I don't like Mr. Duncan. He's horrible. He's rubbish. So there you go. It's just the way the world works. There is no point worrying about it. I like your glasses. Thank you very much. These are my reading glasses. Because I am an old man, I have to wear reading glasses to look at things that are close. So that's the reason why I wear these glasses. It has nothing to do with fashion. Nothing to do with fashion whatsoever. Hello to Ahmed. I have been watching your lessons, your wonderful teaching method, and we are watching from Sri Lanka. Hello to Sri Lanka. Nice to see you here today. There are many comments on the internet about Greta Thunberg that are rude, especially when she says about her poor childhood. So what about the millions of really poor children in the world? Yes, I think one of the problems, and I don't want to talk about this for too long, but one of the problems with being famous is you will get people who love you and you will get people who will hate you. No matter what you do, you can't change their mind. So this is something I've experienced. I'm not saying that I'm famous, because I'm not. But if you put your head out of the window, sometimes you might get the occasional drop of rain falling on your head. So I think that's very true. If you become famous for whatever it is, if you are an actor, a comedian, or an eco-warrior, there will always be people who will attack you for whatever reason. I like the way you teach English. Thank you, GemRich49. That's very kind of you to say. I do not like going to the dentist because sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's uncomfortable. I hate getting into that chair. I hate it. That big chair that is always sitting in the middle of the dentist's surgery. I don't like it. It always looks very menacing. Hello, Irene. Anna Rita, I will have a control next month. I don't know what you mean by that, Irene. Maybe you will tell me. I like Mr. Duncan very much because he's an excellent teacher. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. So I think the problem with being famous, it isn't really about the things that you talk about. It isn't about your personality. It's just because you are there for everyone to see. So one person might be seen by millions of people. So you can't expect millions of people to just like you because they won't. They won't. The chances are there will be a lot of people who don't like you and a lot of people who do like you. So it might be because they don't agree with what you say, but also they might just dislike you. I know that happens to me. There are many people who do not like me. Thank you, Eman, again. I wish you all the best, and I think I will show you some of my Christmas cards because I will be going soon. It is a short one today. Let's just see if my camera has repaired itself. Oh, that looks better. That looks a little bit better. It's not great. I think the reason is because it's gone very dark outside. Look how dark it's going. Already, night time is arriving, and it's not even 3 o'clock yet. So that's what's happening at the moment outside the window. A very gloomy day. They did promise snow, but we haven't had any snow. I've had some lovely Christmas cards sent this week. Here's a nice one, very festive. So there are lots of little Christmas trees and a big artistic Christmas tree in the middle. And this is from, it's from Sid and Pete, some friends of ours who live in the south of England. So thank you very much for that. A lovely Christmas card. Isn't that nice? It's very sparkly. Very sparkly. I like that. Here is a small Christmas card. Now this one, I think this one has been made by hand. Can you see it? It is Santa Claus sleigh. So this is the thing that Santa will ride in. And on the back, he will have all of his gifts. So that comes from Jill. Thank you, Jill, one of our friends. So there it is, a little Santa's sleigh. Here is another one. Oh, this is it's a simple card, very plain and simple, but also very shiny as well. So it has some lovely, shiny glitter. Isn't that nice? And also inside there is a little Christmas bauble as well. Isn't that lovely? This is from Mr. Steve's mother. I'm just checking to see if there's any money inside. No money. Maybe next year. Wishing you both a very happy and peaceful Christmas. I'm only joking, by the way. From Mr. Steve's mum. Isn't that nice? So a lovely festive card. Very shiny. Do you like that? Here's another one. Another shiny card. A lot of people like to send things that are shiny. Can you see the reflection on that card? So there is a giant snowflake. Sadly, there is no snow, even though through the magic of CGI, I can actually make the snow appear right now. The snow is falling. Everything is all right in the world. I like it. I like it a lot. So a snowflake Christmas card from Tom and Cam. I think they are from Mr. Steve's work. They work with Steve. Oh, here's an interesting one. A nice religious card showing the 3 wise men following the magic star. So they're Christmas blessings, this one says. Very nice. Oh, Auntie Doris. Auntie Doris and Uncle Graham. They are actually relations of Steve. So there. That's quite nice. Merry Christmas from Cornwall. Oh, personalised. So this card is personalised. It says, Merry Christmas from Cornwall. Ah, very nice. Look at that. So you have Santa Claus on his sleigh, and it looks like he's very close to the sea. So there you can see the sea. Can you see the sea? And there is Santa Claus riding his sleigh along the coast. And this comes from, it comes from my friends. To Duncan and Steve, have a fantastic Christmas and a happy, healthy 2020. From Sean and Nina. So thank you, Sean, for your lovely card. Isn't that great? And this one is a charity card. So this one is helping to raise funds for a hospice. So thank you for your lovely Christmas card, Sean and Nina. Many years ago, Sean used to work with me in radio. Hello to Santa Claus again with his reindeers. They are flying through the air past the moon. So I like that one very much. Margaret and Les, thank you very much for your card. Margaret and Les. They are friends of ours. A lot of people say, Duncan, do you have any friends in your real life? Another one, red, festive. So whenever we think of Christmas, we often think of the colour red and also the colour white. This is very nice. I like this one. This is from Polly and Pete, who are colleagues of Mr. Steve. But they have said hello to me as well. So I think that's nice. Here is another one, a nice card with Santa Claus. There he is. And also a little fox as well. Fox. And also, I think that looks like a duck or a geese or a goose. I think it's a goose. So there is Santa Claus. This is another one that is raising money for charity. I can't read that. I don't know who that's from. I can't read the writing. I think I should take this to the chemist. Maybe get a prescription. This looks like Steve's handwriting. I think Steve might be sending Christmas cards to himself. Here we go, another one. Very shiny. Do you like that? I like the colours in that one. Very shiny. There we go. Oh, yes, I like that. Shiny card. Very glittery. Margaret, this is from. Thank you, Margaret. One of Mr. Steve's singing colleagues. Here's another one. Oh, I like this one. Christmas time. Sending Christmas wishes. Isn't that lovely? And on the front you can see some deer. So there is a deer and there is another baby deer. Ah, just like Bambi. Keith and Eve. Keith and Eve. I think these are also Mr. Steve's work colleagues. Wow. We have two more and then I'm going. A nice red one. A red Christmas card. Very festive. I don't know why we always think of Christmas. And this one is also raising money for lifeboats. The RNLI, which is a charity that helps to fund lifeboats that are there to rescue people if they get into difficulty in the water or in the sea. So that's nice. I like that one. That's from Caroline. Thank you, Caroline. Isn't that lovely? And, finally we have this one. Can you see? It's the snowman. We're walking in the air. We're floating in the northern breeze. Let's have some echo. We're floating in the air. We're flying across sky. I'm a snowman, but unfortunately I am going to melt. Thank you very much for your lovely Christmas cards to everyone. Thank you to Rolfie. Hello, Rolfie. Nice to see you back again. I didn't see you earlier. I apologise for that. Hello also, Abril. Oh my goodness. I hope you are okay, Irene. What has happened to Irene? Irene, what has happened to you? Can you please tell me what's happened? I feel as if I've missed something on the live chat. This does happen sometimes when I'm presenting my show. Unfortunately, sometimes I don't see what is happening on the live chat. So I feel as if I've missed something. Here we no longer use cards for sending messages like at Christmas. We only use them for wedding invitations, says Rolfie. What has happened to Irene? I want to know. Please, can someone tell me what has happened to Irene? Because I don't know. Christina says, it's an old tradition to send Christmas cards that I love so much because it is the pleasure to know that friends remember you. Yes, and maybe you could send a card or a greeting to someone you haven't spoken to for a very long time. Maybe a person you have grown distant from, maybe a person who you have lost touch with. So it's a good time of the year to get in touch with people who you have lost touch with. Jem Rich says, Mr. Duncan, you are a good singer. I'm not sure about that. Mr. Steve is a good singer. He is a very good singer, in fact. I can definitely say that. Saturino, I don't want to flatter you, but who isn't kind with you can only be a misanthrope. Is Mr. Steve from a Catholic family? In fact, the Three Kings, Magi is very important in the Catholic Church. Mr. Steve's mother is very religious. She is. So she goes to church every Sunday. I think she is Church of England, not Catholic. But yes, Mr. Steve's mum is very religious, so she takes Christmas very seriously. Hello to Lewis Apraxine. Is there Mr. Duncan before me? I don't know what that means. I'm getting some very interesting messages on today's live chat. So what's happened to Irene? Can someone tell me? I really need to know. Hello from Brazil. Bruno, it is my first time here. Welcome, Bruno, and congratulations. You are first today. It is your first time here saying hello. It is so dark outside. I can't believe how dark it is. Look. It's almost like night time. It's so dark outside. My cameras can no longer focus on the view, which is very strange. Hello to Irene. Oh, Irene says, I have had my vitreous injection in my right eye. Oh, no. I know exactly what's happened. You have an eye infection. Many years ago, my elder sister, she became quite ill. She had something in her eye and it became infected and she couldn't see out of her eye. So she had to go into hospital and they had to give her these injections into her eye. So yes, I know exactly what you mean now. It actually happened to my sister. My elder sister was very ill many years ago, but she had an eye infection, and to cure it they had to inject into her eye. So not around the eye, but actually into it. Whew. Hello, I like the echo. It was amazing. Sending Christmas cards was very popular a few years ago, but now it is not. They are so lovely. I think there is something nice about receiving a Christmas card that has been written by hand. Yes, I think so. And many years ago, I used to have a lot of pen friends who were in Malaysia. And I used to have some pen friends, also other countries as well, including Japan. And they would write to me and they would send me some lovely gifts. Sometimes they would send me some postage stamps or maybe a nice photograph, something like that. So there is something lovely about receiving a handwritten card or a handwritten letter. The snow is approaching, Mr. Duncan. I'm not sure about that. It isn't snowing at the moment. However, it has gone very dark outside. It really has. It's almost time for me to go. We are coming up to 3:10. 3:10. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Something a little different. I wanted to create a little atmosphere of Christmas. I don't know why. I had a strange feeling that that is what I wanted to do. Christelle is late. You are very late. In fact, it's almost time for me to go. I will be going soon. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Something a little different. Something not usual. Sometimes it's nice to have a change. Thank you also to Christelle once again for joining me late. However, you can watch me again on the live stream when it is recorded and stored on YouTube. And there you can see my times as well. So I will be back with you on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time. I hope you've enjoyed today. It's gone fast. And now I must say goodbye. Goodbye to Svetlana. Svetlana, I haven't seen you for a long time either. A lot of people are joining me again who I haven't seen for ages, for a very long time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Galina. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dimuz. Thank you also to Pachu. Thank you, Jeremy. Much love to everyone. I love this guy. Thank you, Jeremy. It's very kind of you to say. I will be back with you on Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a tea cake with Mr. Steve. And tonight we are having salmon. Ooh, very nice. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.